Hey slots enthusiasts, do you have a pen and notepad to take with you to the casino? I hope so, because you'll need them. That's coming up. Hi, my name is John Friedel. Welcome to Professor Slots, a channel that's all about mastering casino slots so you can win your way to success. If you've ever walked into a casino, looked around and wondered what's going on with slots and more, I can help. This 7th winning slot strategy has been my mainstay. With it, I've earned the most taxable jackpots. As with other winning strategies, I cannot give you good luck. What I can provide is an edge by explaining the actions casinos get to choose from when setting up their system of slot machines. Because this was my most used personal winning strategy, I need to tell you what my gambling goals were at the time. Nowadays, I gamble to learn and then explain. Back then, when I was learning this strategy, my gambling goal was threefold. First, from the beginning, I wanted to learn. Second, I wanted to make money, specifically a profit. Third, I wanted to maximize complimentary gifts. This winning strategy allowed me to accomplish all three of my goals. I was learning while earning both a profit and Players Club reward points for all the best comps. Why are my gambling goals important to you? Because now you have a better idea what I was trying to accomplish. To make take-home money, I decided I needed taxable jackpots from high-limit slot machines. I needed to be able to cycle bankrolls to earn players' rewards credits and thereby get an assortment of free food, travel, event, and hand-carry gifts. How is this possible? Because there's more than one kind of winning slot machine. It's evident when a slots enthusiast wins a taxable jackpot, but it's not so obvious when a player is making a profit by cycling their bankroll endlessly. A series of jackpots under the $1,200 taxable limit can go relatively unnoticed by most observers if the player immediately cancels the distinct sequence of lights and sounds from a jackpot roll-up. To not draw undue attention, I always cancel the roll-up. Do you? I know it's fun to let the lights and sounds play. It's very gratifying in its way. But for me, it's wasted time. I'd prefer to be gambling while the playing is excellent. For you to use this winning strategy, you'll need to know your own gambling goals. If you want taxable jackpots, then you want a slot machine that provides them. If you wish comps, then you only need a slot machine that cycles bankrolls. High-limit slot machines are not necessary when implementing this winning strategy. Not at all. I'm only mentioning them here as this is primarily where I learned to implement this strategy for myself. But what about my learning goal? This goal is to learn what works, how it works, and then explain it to others in the most transparent and concise manner I can manage. That learning goal all started with this winning strategy 7. While it's last in this series, I learned it first. I decided from the very beginning that of all the winning strategies I might learn, this is the one I would give away for free. And so I have, from the beginning, even before I became Professor Slots. When anyone asked me how I became a top-tier status player, how I'd gotten that free comp, why was I on that cruise, or how was I winning so many jackpots during a single session, I would tell them exactly what I was doing as my best slot machine gambling advice. Here it is. After winning a decent-sized jackpot, go home. Go home, then come back 1 week later to play the exact same machine, starting about 5 to 10 minutes before the time when you won the first jackpot. For that specific winning slot machine, and for whatever reason, in fact, exists for it to be a winner, that time of day, on that day of the week, had a higher than usual odds of winning a jackpot. So play it again at that time on that day of the week to see if the reason it was happening in the first instance is still in effect. Be aware this advice doesn't necessarily apply on days of special events, such as holidays or other special casino events. However, this gambling rule does apply for events exactly 1 week apart, like Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, or even Friday to Friday if both have special promotional events. A good question to ask is why this strategy works at all. Here's my reasoning for why. As you know, most casino operators have installed an operating system which includes a central computer to control the odds of winning on each slot machine. The intent of this central computer is to adjust the odds as needed to meet the casino's financial performance metrics, some legally required within their gaming jurisdiction, but mostly for their business needs. And that's it. That's my reasoning. Casino operators are adjusting the odds on their slots depending on how their day is going financially. As interesting as it may be, we don't need to know what exactly they are adjusting for, or even how they are doing financially for the day. Knowing this adjustment happens so often means our task is, instead, to go out and find these specific slot machines deliberately set with the best odds of winning at specific times of the day on specific days of the week. That's our job. So how do we go about doing our job? Here are a few ways to find the days and times when a specific slot machine has improved odds of winning. Do you win taxable jackpots? With them, you got a W2G for it, right? Take a close look and you'll see it has the slot machine serial number along with the date and time of the jackpot received. Use your own jackpot information. That day of the week and the time of that jackpot for that slot machine is a good time to play that machine with improved odds of winning. When winning a jackpot or just cycling bankrolls because that's winning too, note the date, time, and serial number to return to play that machine a week later. The intent here is to play through the same time of day on the same day of the week in the same slot machine as when you'd previously won, but starting a few minutes earlier. What if you don't typically win a hand pay? How do you find a slot machine with improved odds of winning then? Well, take a seat and watch. Frankly, the precise times and specific slot machines that are showing a winning jackpot don't have to be yours. Let's talk about disadvantages. First, this strategy cannot work if you're not at that casino a week later. Maybe you're vacationing or traveling for business. Whatever the case, sometimes you won't be around a week later. Second, there's a subtle issue with noting many specific times, days, and slot machines into some sort of calendar. If you're going to be doing this at a casino, you'll need to use a pen or pencil along with a piece of paper for this. Don't use your smart device to take notes while in a casino. Using an electronic device as a gambling tool is, in many states, a felony. Please take this concern seriously. Casinos don't mess around with what they and their gaming regulations consider cheating. Never give a casino a reason, whether it seems reasonable or not, to think you're a cheater. A less serious disadvantage is not being able to efficiently record small jackpots, which enable bankroll cycling. For this scenario, don't try to record your wins. Just make a note of the machine and when, beginning to end, it cycles bankrolls. Or watch for any player not immediately canceling their machine's roll-up sequence after they win. A player can quickly cancel the roll-up if they press another button on the machine's console. Watch them for a while to see if that one roll-up was a singular event or if it's one of many. Does this strategy work at your casino? That's something you'll need to find out for yourself. I found it at a Horseshoe casino. Maybe that'll help you start, but take note their business practice may have changed due to Eldorado purchasing Caesars Entertainment. New ownership can and likely will change casino business practices. Otherwise, reasons a casino might switch off this standard business practice has to do with, naturally enough, their current financial performance. How is the overall economy going? Has there been a casino leadership scandal recently? Is the casino in bankruptcy? Other questions to ask are if a casino would want to use the business practice which this strategy depends on. Ask yourself, would a casino want to finely tune their financial performance when, say, it's trying to recover from a months-long pandemic shutdown? The answer to all of these questions is maybe. Sometimes all you can do is test to see if it works. I recommend continuing to play as usual, but begin making an effort to observe your play and that of other slots enthusiasts over a few visits to your casino. Be ready to take some notes with pen and paper. I'll see you next time. Comment below if you've tried this strategy. Be sure to share if it works for you. Stick around for more of my winning strategies. Have fun, be safe, and make good choices. Bye.